Hi Oakville, I'm Andrew Blanchett.
And I'm Eva Beidel, and here's what's going on around OHS.
Basketball, wrestling, and girls swim just wrapped up their season.
Olivia and Sawyer recap our winter sports.
Thank you, Eva and Andrew. Welcome to Winter Sports Roundup. This is where Sawyer and I take a look back at all of our winter sports.
Girls and boys basketball both had great seasons. Boys basketball had a record of 15-11, and girls basketball had a record of 13-11. Let's see how they did it.
They've worked hard. They've been competitive in every game that we've pretty much played in. In fact, I think 6 of our losses were down within like 3 to 5 points at the end. So I'd say their drive has been really good. This year and last year, the past 2 years have probably been some of the funnest time that I've had with the kids. They get along really well, on and off the court, and they just really have been a pleasure to be around.
So we just finished up last night. We're 15-11, had a great season, led by some really good seniors. This group of boys played every game and every practice for one another. It was truly one of the best family type environments that we've had at Oakville in quite a few years.
Turns out, family is the strongest motivation for these teams. Now, on to girls swim.
Okay, yeah, so winter season was really cool. We actually did an invitational, like, mid-season, so that was really fun. That's where all of the teams, or almost all the teams in our conference get together, and it's like a mini-conference, and that was really fun.
Having all those teams together must have been a blast. Another team that worked well together was wrestling. They had a lot of fun during their season.
I think it went really well. As a team, we made a lot of improvements and grew a lot, and as individuals on the team, we had our first finalist in 20 years, so I think that's pretty good. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I think it was more of getting a bunch of our newer guys kind of up to speed with our wrestling stuff, and then we had our girls team start. And then for me, yeah, I made it to the finals. It was a pretty good year for that.
I mean, we just had a great success. Looking for this guy to improve next year. Looking for the girls team to grow and improve. I'm glad you mentioned that because the girls team's something that we're proud of that it started this year, and they did such a great job, and we're looking to improve on what they did. And then the guys coming back next year, we're excited about all of them.
And that was our Winter Sports Roundup.
Thank you for tuning in.
I'm Olivia Letker.
I'm Sawyer Best.
See you soon.
Congratulations to our winter sport athletes on great seasons.
Not every student plays a sport at school. Some like to do action sports.
That's exactly what one Oakville student does. Here's the story.
For most people, riding a bike is just a casual pastime. But for one Oakville student, Brody Burlingan, it is a lifestyle.
I started about 3 years ago. My dad first got me into it. It started as just kind of a casual thing once a week, and then it kind of progressed from there.
Brody has been mountain biking for almost 4 years. But what has kept him going?
Well, my favorite part is probably the adrenaline and the accomplishment. Gets you outside, gets you active, and it's a really good form of exercise. So because of mountain biking, it's given me the opportunity to get a job at a local bike shop. It's given me the opportunity to travel. I mean, I've mountain biked from Colorado to Mexico and everywhere in between.
Brody has some big plans for 2022.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a couple local races and a couple far-away races. There is something called the Missouri Enduro Series, and that's just a bunch of races in Missouri. And then there's the BME, which is out in Colorado, Montana, Utah, and I'm going to be hitting up some of those races as well.
We wish Brody the best of luck with his upcoming races. With Amon Luger behind the camera, I'm Justin Roush for Around OHS.
Mountain biking is a really unique sport.
The forensic class is also doing unique labs.
Anthony, Aaron, and Lily show us more.
The science department has seen lots of changes this year, many coming from the curriculum in the forensics class taught by Miss Noonan.
So a lot of things have changed in forensics. So like when I took it in high school and a little bit in college, the techniques that we use are already outdated. So what I'm doing is I joined like a Facebook group with other teachers that teach forensics all over the country, but I don't want to just limit myself to St. Louis, so using Canvas and like using a different platform to like figure out other ideas and figure out what other labs that teachers are using. It's helped me just develop the curriculum to be more advanced.
The forensic class covers a wide range of material and experiments such as blood splatter, crime scene investigations, and fingerprinting.
In the fingerprint lab, we were learning about latent prints. What the kids did was they took a slide and they had to get their hands oily. So what they did is they took the slide and then they took their fingerprint and they printed it, and then they took some dusting powder and dusted it. And then once they had their dusting done, they had to lift it with tape. And as you can imagine, there's a bunch of different parts where things can go wrong, so it was really important that everybody took their time. And at the end, it was just fun because they really noticed, they really had a better outlook on what it actually is like and how it actually is really difficult and how things can actually go wrong.
Forensics is a lot more real world, and Miss Noonan makes sure to use cases that have actually happened and that may have happened around here. The class is more hands-on and we do more labs, which makes it more interesting.
With Anthony Simakaitis and Aaron Herberholt behind the camera, I'm Lily Jackson for Around OHS.
Forensics gives students a chance to pursue their passion.
And COE is giving students the chance to work during the school day.
Caleb gives us more information about COE.
COE is a class designed for students who work outside of school.
Employment internship, COE is our program that allows students to get credit for working. So they are enrolled in a corresponding course, either Microsoft or marketing, and that in the beginning of the day with Mrs. Clark or myself. And we see them every other day, and then they're able to leave either 4th block or 8th block or both blocks, and that determines how many school credits they get according to how many hours they work.
You can raise your GPA, you get to learn about business, you can have an early dismissal, and sometimes good parking spots.
Luke Mintemeyer is one of many students taking part in COE.
I work at Waterway. We have many positions, so one of our main positions is line employee, and basically they'll clean cars. I'm actually a team leader, so I kind of lead everybody. I'd say it's beneficial because I get off 2 blocks and I can have more opportunities to work and put more hours in.
COE opens up new opportunities for students. I'm Caleb Froman for Around OHS.
COE students don't have as many teachers as regular students.
That means they may not know the staff members of the year.
Jessica and Emma have the story.
2 individuals were recently recognized as Teacher and Employee of the Year by the school board. First, Mrs. Komorowski tells us a little bit about what she does here at Oakville.
I greet people that come to the window. I direct people to come into the office. Anything and everything with attendance, answer emails, lots of emails. I get probably about 75 emails a day. I like seeing you kids every morning. Some are kind of cranky when they come in, when I have to give tardies, which I don't like to do. I had no idea that I was even nominated. I knew nothing about it until I was called up to the faculty meeting to talk about attendance. I was surprised, I was honored. I just do my job every day. I don't expect anything of it.
I nominated her because through the year, I could see that she really had a big job. She's very friendly to all the students and the staff. She knows them all by name because she just gets to know them all. So she deserves this because it's really been a kind of a hard year as far as attendance, and she's been on it and she does a great job with it. She really does.
Now Mr. Strout tells us what it's like to be a teacher here at Oakville.
During my day, I up moving around, dealing with a lot of problem solving with what students are building. Favorite part of my job is seeing students design projects, and it's nice to see them develop and grow through the semester. I was very surprised and honored to be nominated, then selected by my colleagues. It means the world to me knowing that students and teachers see what I'm doing to get students engaged in hands-on activities and classes.
I have known Mr. Strout a long time because him and I have both been teaching here forever. I just think that he genuinely has a love of teaching and is very compassionate towards students. He just really wants students to do well. I think he understands that his class is one that's really new for some students, but he's going to work with them wherever they are and just improve upon their skill set.
Be sure to congratulate Mrs. Komorowski and Mr. Strout when you see them. With Emma Zwire behind the camera, I'm Jessica Schmidt for Around OHS.
What a great accomplishment.
For our next story, Nate Rouse reviews the new movie Uncharted.
Here's what he has to say.
Hello, Oakville. Welcome to Is It Great? I'm your host, Nate. Let's get started. Uncharted, based on the video game franchise of the same name, stars Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg and follows the story of young street-smart thief Nathan Drake as he searches the world for the greatest treasure never found. The original Uncharted video games had a goal to capture the fun of action film franchises such as National Treasure or Indiana Jones, and I think this new film hit that nail right on the head. It's a very fun film to watch. The action set pieces are really entertaining and fun, especially one taking place on the outside of an airplane. That's probably the most impressive set piece in the whole film. And Tom Holland is just a joy to watch here. He is, he's known for Spider-Man, so you can see a lot of that in his action performances, especially because he did most of his own stunts throughout the film, which is impressive considering some of the hits and falls he takes. He also did a great job, I thought, of playing the character of Nathan Drake. He's witty and charming and funny, and his chemistry with Mark Wahlberg is just a really, really fun thing to see unfold on screen. They work really well together. My only real complaint in the film lies with its side characters and its villains. None of them are really fleshed out. We don't get enough time spent with them. Other than that, though, the film was a great time. It was a fun experience at the movies. If you're a fan of Indiana Jones and National Treasure, this will be right up your alley. And it'll be a great place to start if you're interested in the games. And if you're a fan of the original games like myself, there's some really great moments of fan service and fun Easter eggs hidden in the background, so keep your eyes peeled. All in all, it's like Diet Dr. Pepper. It's not quite as good as its original counterpart, but it's still really, really good. Uncharted receives the very first Nate seal of approval. Huh? See what I did there?
Nate is really passionate about movies.
Oakville student Danny Nasinovich is just as passionate about helping immigrants.
Andrew Rudd gives us a look at Danny's passion project.
It's not an everyday thing, like you go from one country to another and have nothing. So when they first came here, the biggest struggle was not knowing the language. That was a tough barrier to get past.
Because of the struggles Bosnians faced when coming to America, Danny Nasinovich wanted to do his passion project about his culture.
So the process is just documenting my progress through my passion project. So I'm passionate about my culture and where I came from and what my parents brought over here. So it's mostly about educating, raising awareness, and volunteering. So I'm just kind of posting on Instagram, okay, I'm working on a document here. Let's take a picture, let's post it, let's talk about it a little bit. So people can really see my story and how I'm going from nothing to something with this project.
Danny wants us to know.
Mostly it's just to raise awareness and show people that I'm putting in the work for this project and showing off my passion.
Everything takes a little inspiration. So let's hear about Danny's.
I think my biggest inspiration is my parents and all the immigrants that were brave enough to leave the country that was under attack in the Bosnian War to come over here. It's truly inspiring and really challenging to go from nothing to where they are and pretty successful now. It's crazy. So I look up to them every single day, and I wish that one day I can be just as successful or even more due to them pushing me past my limits.
To follow Danny's passion project, search @nusinovich.passionproject on Instagram. For Around OHS, I'm Andrew Rudd.
Well, that wraps up today's show.
Thanks for watching, and have a great day, Oakville.